Ladies, say this while he's inside you, and he'll never look at another woman. Welcome to Journey After 60. People often say that men fall in love with their eyes, that they are mostly drawn by what they see. But what if I told you that the real secret to making a man never want another woman has very little to do with your looks and everything to do with what you say in the most intimate moments you share? In this video, I'll reveal 5 things you can say while he's inside you that will make him never forget you. Especially after 60, when he hears your words of love, desire, or appreciation in those moments. They don't just pass through him, they weave into his heart and linger long after. His mind won't just remember the pleasure, it will remember you, the one who made it meaningful. Before we dive in, if these reflections on love later in life resonate with you, I'd be so grateful if you liked this video and subscribed to the channel. This helps us reach more women seeking real connection, deep intimacy, and lasting loyalty. So, let's step into the first truth. The kind of thing you can say that not only satisfies him in the moment, but leaves a lasting mark he will carry with him forever. Number 1. Emotional imprinting. There are rare moments in life when words matter more than actions. Moments when what is spoken lingers long after the instant has passed. Intimacy, especially love after 60, is one of those moments. I call this emotional imprinting. It's when the words you choose while holding him close sink deeply into his soul, etching themselves into his memory and intertwining with the intense emotions he experiences with you. Once that imprint is made, no fleeting attraction can erase it. Science gives us the first clue as to why this works. A man's brain, in that vulnerable, euphoric state, is flooded with dopamine, the chemical of pleasure, and oxytocin, the chemical of bonding. As these chemicals flow through his body, his defenses soften. His mind becomes like clay, more receptive to suggestion, more open to memory. And anything that happens in that moment, anything he hears, sinks into him with unusual depth. That is why the words you whisper then carry a power they never hold at other times of day. But beyond the science, there is something profoundly human happening. Carl Jung once wrote, "What is not brought into consciousness comes to us as fate." In intimacy, his subconscious opens. Your words do not merely pass through his ears, they reach the hidden parts of him, the boy who once longed to be chosen, the man who still craves belonging. This is where emotional imprinting takes root. I recall a dear friend telling me that her husband, even after 40 years of marriage, still remembers a single phrase she whispered during one of their earliest nights together. She spoke it without much thought, a gentle expression of appreciation. But to him, it was unforgettable. He told her, "Whenever I think of us, I think of those words. They make me feel that I am enough." This is the quiet magic of emotional imprinting. It doesn't need poetry, it doesn't need grand declarations, just a simple, sincere phrase spoken when his soul is most open. The danger, of course, is that silence or careless words in those moments can leave no imprint at all, or worse, create a mark of distance. That is why this is not about manipulation. It is about intention. It is about recognizing the rare moment when your voice carries more weight than usual and choosing to fill it with words that build love rather than letting it pass unnoticed. When you align your words of love, admiration, and affirmation with the peak of His pleasure, you are teaching His body and mind to associate satisfaction with you. Over time, these imprints form a string of pearls, each moment stacking upon the next, creating a necklace of memories He carries everywhere. Long after the fire of passion has cooled for the night, the light of those words remains. That is why emotional imprinting is the first and perhaps most powerful key. Because once His heart bears that imprint, it is not only His body that remembers you, but His very definition of love. Emotional imprinting plants the seed, but how it grows depends on where you direct your words, not just toward His pride, but toward His very essence. Number 2, speaking to His identity, not just His ego. If emotional imprinting is the first step, the second is about carefully choosing what you leave behind in His heart. This is the subtle difference between speaking to a man's ego and speaking to his identity. His ego lives on the surface, always craving recognition for his strength, accomplishments, or status. But his identity runs much deeper. It is shaped by his values, his character, and the core of the person he believes himself to be. When you address only his ego, your words may bring a fleeting smile, but they drift away like smoke in the wind. Compliments about his strength or appearance may feel good in the moment, yet they fade quickly, because ego is built on comparison, and comparisons never last. Speaking to his identity, however, nourishes the foundation of who he truly is. These words take root because they affirm something lasting, something that no passing moment can erase. Whispering, "I admire your loyalty," or saying, "I love your kindness," communicates that what draws you to him isn't his achievements or appearances, but the guiding spirit he carries. Even a phrase like, "I respect your ambition," honors not just what he has done, but the inner fire that has carried him through life. This truth has echoed across generations. The ancient Greeks said, "First define who you want to be, and then live accordingly." Men, especially after 60, no longer seek to be remembered for titles or feats. They crave recognition for what lasts: kindness, loyalty, wisdom, resilience. When a woman understands this, her words are not just praise, they become affirmation. You still matter. You are loved, not for your outer shell, but for who you are inside. Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone truly acknowledged who you are, beyond what you do? How did it touch your heart? Share your reflections in the comments, because your words may help another woman see her partner with fresh eyes. This is the beauty of love after 60. When you shift your focus from stroking his ego to affirming his identity, your words sink deeper. They become not just compliments, but gentle anchors, acknowledgments of his very soul. And this understanding naturally leads us to the next insight, a truth that goes beyond identity and enters the deeper territory of connecting body and emotion, the key to transforming intimacy into a lasting bond. Number 3, connecting the physical with the emotional. Passion can draw two bodies together, but it is emotion that binds two souls. In Love After 60, one of the most powerful ways to inspire a man's loyalty is by linking the physical with the emotional. Without that bridge, intimacy risks being just a fleeting moment. But when his desire is intertwined with love, safety, and belonging, it becomes a memory that stays with him forever. In those private, tender hours, your words can elevate mere closeness into something profound. Silence or shallow flattery cannot reach that depth. But when you weave meaning into the moment, intimacy transforms. Imagine softly saying, "I've never felt this close to anyone before." Suddenly, it's not just about the body. It becomes about uniqueness, about the sacred bond that exists only between the two of you. Or picture whispering, "With you, I feel at home." In those few words, you anchor passion in the soil of comfort and belonging. His mind begins to link the pleasure of the body with the warmth of emotional security. And that is what makes intimacy unforgettable. It is not just fire, it is a sanctuary. Even a simple phrase like, "I love feeling safe in your arms," carries more weight than you might imagine. For many men, strength has always been their measure, the standard they feel they must meet. When you tell him you feel safe in his embrace, you affirm his role as protector, not just of your body, but of your heart. That recognition passes through pride and strikes straight into his soul. This is a truth that poets and philosophers have hinted at for centuries. Rumi wrote, "Wherever you stand, be the soul of that place." When you are with him, your soul must be present with your body. Your words become the bridge that connects his physical pleasure to emotional meaning. This is how you transform intimacy into devotion. In the world of late-life romance and relationship wisdom for women, this is one of the greatest secrets of mature love. The goal is not manipulation, but a gentle reminder. What happens between you is more than sensation. It is about connection. It is about heart. Have you noticed how intimacy feels different when it touches both body and soul? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story may help another woman discover the beauty of true connection on her own journey. And as you reflect on that, remember, the depth of intimacy becomes even more profound when it is accompanied by words that are precise, sincere, and meaningful. This naturally leads us to the next insight: how specific, heartfelt compliments can honor not just what he does, but who he truly is. Number 4. Specific, heartfelt compliments. A man may pass through a lifetime of compliments, yet only those words spoken from simple, genuine truth have the power to anchor in his heart. After 60, when love is measured not by fleeting passion, but by quiet understanding, this becomes even clearer. Phrases like, "You're wonderful," or "You're handsome," may bring a passing smile, but they vanish like morning mist. What endures, what truly holds a man, is the unadorned yet profound acknowledgement of who he truly is. At this stage of life, empty flattery feels hollow. What we long for now is depth, and men, though they rarely voice it, long for the same thing. They don't just want to be desired, they want to be truly seen. A compliment that transcends appearance, like noticing his patience as he plays with a grandchild, the way he remembers every little detail of your stories, or the steady assurance in his embrace. These are the words that can carve themselves into his heart. It is in these private moments, whispered with care, that connection becomes an unforgettable memory. I once heard a friend recount a small moment that changed her entire perspective on love. She had often told him he was handsome, but he would only smile and move on. One night, lying together, she softly whispered, "I love the feeling of safety in your arms." In that instant, he paused, held her tighter, and his eyes glistened. It wasn't praise for his looks. It was recognition of his unique presence in her life, and that touched the very roots of his soul. Love in later years calls for a different kind of wisdom, the wisdom of experience, of seeing beyond the surface. We no longer need games or polished phrases. We understand that intimacy only endures when built on truth. When you speak from careful observation and a genuine heart, your words affirm that he is seen, not just in body, but in soul and essence. At this age, what men crave most is not loud admiration, but profound recognition. A heartfelt compliment is not a trick, it is nourishment. It reaches the deepest hunger of the heart, to be truly seen. And when he feels that from you, he no longer seeks validation elsewhere. He can rest fully in the love you offer. The secret, then, is not in crafting ornate phrases, but in opening both your eyes and your heart. Notice the small, precious details. Speak them simply and sincerely in the moments when his soul is most open. Words that seem ordinary can resonate in his heart long after the moment has passed. And in doing so, love ceases to be merely the present. It becomes a quiet promise, a yearning anchored into the future where only the two of you walk hand in hand. Number 5, anchoring desire into a shared future. Desire carries immense power, yet if it only burns in the moment, the flame will quickly fade. Love after 60 is no longer just about keeping a spark alive in the night. It's about learning how to carry that fire into tomorrow. I call this anchoring desire into a shared future, where the passion of the present doesn't get lost, but becomes tied to a quiet promise that there will be mornings, afternoons, and years yet to come together. In the most intimate moments, when a man's heart opens and his usual defenses soften, your whispered words can become strong threads of connection. Not just, "You're amazing right now," but "I want many more days like this with you." Simple phrases such as, "I can't wait for tomorrow morning when I wake up next to you," or "Growing old with you is the sweetest gift of my life," are no longer mere compliments. They are bridges from the present into the future. At this stage, we understand how precious each remaining day is. By anchoring desire into that vision, you show him that your love is not a fleeting breeze. It has roots. It looks forward. A quiet whisper like, "Every moment with you makes me see the life I want to have with you more clearly," can calm and steady his heart far more than any grand, ornate promises ever could. Psychology confirms this. When desire is linked to the future, the bond becomes deeper and more enduring. For men, it is also a balm to a quiet fear that love will fade, that passion is ephemeral. By gently tying today's love to tomorrow, you offer him a sense of permanence. You tell him, "You are not just my joy today, you are my hope for all the days yet to come." I believe this is perhaps the silent gift of intuition and wisdom in a mature woman. By skillfully anchoring today's thread to tomorrow, you make love enduring without chains. Loyalty then grows not from duty, but from a desire that has found a place to rest. So ask yourself, in those intimate moments, what seeds of tomorrow will you plant with your words? Which phrases, spoken in the closest of breaths, can transform into an invisible love letter etched into his soul, reminding him that the love you give does not end today, but stretches across every dawn yet to come? As we conclude this conversation, I hope you see that keeping love alive after 60 isn't just about passion, nor just friendship. It's the quiet power of words spoken at the right moment. Intimacy isn't just physical closeness, it's a doorway into the heart. And when you learn to speak into that open space, you leave an imprint he will carry with him for the rest of his life. Remember, sincere, thoughtful words spoken at the perfect moment can become seeds planted in his heart, deepening love, connection, and loyalty. From emotional imprinting to affirming his true self, linking physical closeness with emotional meaning, offering heartfelt compliments, and tying desire to a shared future, every moment can become a precious jewel in the collection of memories he will treasure forever. So, the next time you share those private, vulnerable moments, speak with intention. Plant your words like whispers of forever. Let your love not only ignite, but endure. Because at this stage of life, the love you give can be the love he carries with him for all the days ahead. And if this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and join our community so we can continue exploring the timeless wisdom of love after 60 together. Thanks for watching my video, and see you next time.